This is Rick.
Forgot they were at.
And we are going to, Rick's going to show us a little bit about 2-5-1 progressions.
Substitutions.
And substitutions.
Which is all important in jazz. Which is what I think we're here to talk about. At least that's what I'm going to talk about. So basically we're talking about, if we're talking about a 2-5-1, the 2 is generally minor. So in the key of G that would be A minor. The 5 is generally a dominant chord, the 7th. Okay. So what we're going to talk about are ways to make that a little more interesting. So the first thing we're going to do is our 1 chord, we're going to use a 6th. So this is a G6. So from there we can go to a minor 7, which we can do like this. And the way to think about that, it's basically this chord, every note in the 5th fret except for this one on the A string. And you can finger it however you want, as long as this note doesn't make any sound. That's the way I do it. We can go from there to a dominant. We can go to this D7. The dominant chords are really kind of where things can get interesting, because the dominant chord, in terms of theory, is the most tense. The notes there that have the most odd harmonics. It's the most, it's like
creates
it needs to resolve.
Yeah.
It just needs to resolve. So really, over the dominant chord, kind of like all bets are off, and you can do anything you want and make it sound right if you have a little finesse. So to start with, let's kind of focus on the dominant chord. So we started with this D7th, which is a pretty simple chord. We could do, instead of 9th, some people do it like this, and that's fine too, if you'd rather do it like that. For me, I like doing it like this, because with just moving my little finger, I have now, instead of a D 9th, I have a D7 sharp 9, because that note is the 9. The notes I got here, this is the root, the 3rd, the 7th, and that's the 9th. So I can, we're now getting into the area of altered chords, so we're going to alter this 9th. Here's the 9th chord. If I want to turn that into a D7 sharp 9, just move my little finger up. If I want to make it a D7 flat 9, I'm barring these 3. My 3rd finger on the G string, my 2nd finger on the A string, and there's a G7 flat 9. I'm D7 flat 9, sorry. And then this chord is a G6/9. And the best way to use this stuff, for me, what I've found, is to think of it not as chords, because the names screw you all up, but think of this as little phrases. So a nice little phrase here, I'm going to go D7 sharp 9, D7 flat 9, down to G6.
Let me try that. So D7 sharp
9,
D7 flat
9,
down to
G6.
G6.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we got a little, what's called voice leading. There's a little voice here going. And then, one way to think about this is that these aren't chords. These are all individual voices. And they're all just moving like counterpoint, like in a Bach fugue or something, right. and that's really what's happening. So that's one alternative. And if you think about this 9th chord, let's talk about this for a second. Let's throw away this note. Okay. We're going to get rid of it. We're just going to play that note. That's an extremely useful chord shape. And like a lot of these chords, it has more than one name. So you can use it in multiple places. And this is a really valuable little shape. One thing you can do here is that's a G6/9. So it's a G major chord, and it has the 6th and the 9, and added 9. Another extremely useful chord, because this one is so useful you can actually play a solo with just this chord. So it works out really good. This little deal here we did here is pretty cool, because this one is movable like a diminished chord is. So I can move this up and down by minor thirds. So a Joe Pass phrase they uses all the time is, this is a cool thing.
And that one, it's from the 9th chord, right?
Yes, yes. So this is actually a 13th. And I don't know what these are. I don't care.
Yeah.
They're part of this phrase, you know, it doesn't matter.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then...
And the other possibility there, this is actually what Dizzy and Charlie Parker and those guys came up, which is the flat 5 substitution. Okay, so what it is that if I'm playing 2-5-1, I go to the 5 chord, and I can play the chord that is the flat 5 of the root, which is, you know, that's complicated to talk about.
Yeah.
It's easy to hear because instead of this, it's this. So you can think of it as a little chromatic.
Yeah.
Over any 2-5-1, you can always substitute a chromatic. You can do a dominant or a minor. You can go. I like the dominant chords here a little better. So just know that anytime you're playing the song that has a 2-5-1, you've got that option. And not only in your chords and your solos. So you can be playing along. I play a 2-5. Let's do that for a bit. So I can follow the chords. Or I can do.
That sounds a little Django.
It is, yeah. And it doesn't matter that you're playing the D. It doesn't matter. I'm playing an A flat scale over that. It works fine.
And you just played an A flat diminished scale, or
I played major.
A major scale.
Major scale. So let's do it real slow.
Okay.
So over the 1, I'm playing I'm sorry, over the 2, I'm playing the 2 minor door. And right there, I'm just going to go. And what that does is give you all the altered notes.
Okay.
Flat 5, sharp 5, flat 9. It's pretty easy to get little patterns that you can just, you know, and they kind of have their own integrity. It's dissonant, but that's okay. It sounds good. Yeah. It's all about dissonance.
As long as you don't hang on it too long.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So that's probably where we should pause and continue on, and we'll talk about diminished substitutions.
All right. Let's do that.